Welcome to the restaurant industry in 2026, a moment that will define the next decade of dining. Picture this, an unprecedented $1.55 trillion in global sales, yet operators are facing pressures like never before. We are not just recovering from the pandemic anymore. We have entered a period of profound structural transformation. Restaurants are navigating a collision of invisible AI, rising costs, Gen Z expectations, wellness driven menu change, and stricter privacy rules all at once. And right from the start, the central idea is clear. The winners are not choosing between technology and hospitality, they are learning to fuse both. At the heart of this revolution is a fascinating tension. On one side, aggressive automation, robots, AI, algorithms. On the other, the irreplaceable warmth of authentic human connection. This is not a battle between man and machine. It is something far more nuanced. It is about survival, growth, and reimagining what hospitality means in a world where technology has finally matured from novelty to necessity. Let me show you exactly what is happening behind the scenes. Here is the hook. In a year of record industry sales, why are so many operators still under pressure? Because growth in 2026 is no longer about opening more units or pushing louder promotions. Here is the burning question, keeping every restaurant leader awake at night. How do you simultaneously master three massive, converging forces? First, the technological revolution that is making front-of-house robots look like child's play. Second, the demographic earthquake where Generation Z has officially taken the wheel, completely rewriting the rules of engagement. They now drive dining frequency and loyalty, and they completely reject traditional, transactional discounts. They demand personalized, experience-led interactions. And third, new operational realities, from GLP-1 medications changing what people eat to privacy laws that could sink your business with one violation. The real question is whether restaurants can protect margins, adapt menus, win over Gen Z, personalize marketing, and comply with a tougher digital rulebook without losing the human touch. This is what makes the stakes so high. We are at a critical inflection point where the restaurants that get this right will capture unprecedented value, while those that do not may not be around for 2027. Now, you might be thinking, we have dealt with change before. Why is this different? Well, let me show you why the old playbook is literally falling apart. For years, restaurants relied on visible tech gimmicks, broad discounting, oversized portions, intuition-based staffing, and generic customer communication. But in 2026, those tactics increasingly missed the mark. First, those front-of-house robots and ordering gimmicks everyone was excited about, they are not just expensive toys. They are distractions from where technology actually matters. Customers are not impressed anymore, and they certainly are not driving profitability. Second, the discount strategy that worked for decades is now actively driving away your most valuable customers. Gen Z sees a generic 10% off coupon and thinks lazy, not loyal. Third, your manager's gut instinct for scheduling and inventory. In an era of 90% accurate AI forecasting, that is like navigating with a sundial. And here's the kicker. While you are juggling these outdated approaches, new privacy laws are creating a minefield where one misstep can cost millions. Discounts erode margins without creating loyalty. Guesswork causes waste, stockouts, and labor inefficiency. Old systems are too reactive, too blunt, and too disconnected. The gap between old methods and new realities has become a canyon, and too many operators are standing on the wrong side. So what is the solution? It is not what you can see, it is what you cannot. Welcome to the era of invisible AI and the modern restaurant operating system. This is not about replacing your staff with robots. It is about giving your team superpowers. At the operational core, invisible AI works silently behind the walls, turning operational chaos into synchronized excellence. Here's how it actually works. Predictive analytics crunches weather, local events, and social media to forecast demand with over 90% accuracy, so you are never caught off guard by that convention lunch rush again. Smart inventory systems talk directly to your suppliers, automatically reordering based on actual predicted needs, not static par levels. Labor scheduling that used to take hours now takes minutes and reduces costs by up to 30%, ensuring you have exactly the right people at exactly the right times. And at the center of it all, An AI-powered kitchen display system becomes your kitchen's central nervous system, orchestrating every ticket to perfection. But the operational engine is only half the design. Wrapped around it is a consumer-facing layer reflecting how people actually want to dine. Personalized loyalty instead of blanket discounts, experience-led marketing instead of generic promotions, and menus engineered around the GLP-1 effect, where smaller, nutrient-dense, highly satisfying portions are now what the market demands. And holding it all together is a compliance layer built on transparent data use and responsible AI. All this technology is not the star of the show. It is the invisible stage crew that makes the human performance flawless. The results speak for themselves, and they are nothing short of revolutionary. On the operational side, predictive systems forecast demand with over 90% accuracy, helping restaurants prep smarter, waste less, and avoid costly stockouts. AI scheduling meaningfully cuts labor inefficiency by up to 30%, while kitchen display systems speed up execution 20 to 30% and reduce costly errors. That means your kitchen becomes a precision machine that captures nearly every potential sale while slashing food waste. But here's where it gets really interesting. Gen Z, that demographic everyone is chasing, is responding completely differently than expected. Remember those discount tactics? They are dead. 73% of Gen Z say poor food quality is their number one disappointment. And they are actually slowing their spending at quick service restaurants because they would rather invest in full service experiences. This has fueled a massive resurgence in casual dining as Gen Z funnels spending into curated, shareable moments. The GLP-1 effect is simultaneously creating a whole new menu economy where smaller, protein-dense portions command premium prices and high-margin functional beverages lead the charge. And loyalty? It is not about points anymore. It is about moments. Personalized rewards create emotional connections that blunt discounts never could. The breakthrough is not just operational efficiency. It is a complete rewiring of what value means. But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let me paint you a picture of the restaurants winning in 2026. Fast casual hybrids are capturing the market by blending convenience with quality. Their assembly lines now feature collagen-infused proteins and fermented vegetables, transparently displayed with nutritional storytelling. Coffee shops have become Gen Z's essential third place, not just for caffeine, but for flexible, social experiences amplified by social media, where functional beverages drive impressive margins. Full-service casual dining is having a renaissance because the best operators understand it is not a meal, it is a shareable event. They are using AI to personalize every touch, from remembering a guest's favorite wine to scheduling the perfect staff-to-guest ratio for a busy Friday. Meanwhile, forward-thinking operators are treating compliance not as a burden, but as a brand promise, building trust through transparent data practices and zero-party data collection that guests willingly participate in. And marketing? It is all about micro-influencers, creating authentic, story-driven content and rich communication services messages that let customers book tables or redeem personalized rewards without ever leaving their messaging app. These are not isolated tactics. They are interwoven strategies, creating restaurants that are simultaneously high-tech and deeply human, predictive and personal, operationally tight and experientially generous. We are witnessing nothing less than a complete paradigm shift in what it means to run a restaurant. The old model, visible tech gimmicks, price wars, mass marketing, rigid hierarchies, that is not just outdated, it is obsolete. The industry's real transformation is not toward full automation, but toward invisible enablement. Restaurants do not win by replacing people with machines. They win by using machines to remove friction so people can deliver better service, better judgment, and better connection. The new paradigm is built on invisible intelligence that protects margins from the back of house, freeing humans to do what they do best, create genuine connection. Value is no longer a calculation of price versus portion. It is an equation of experience, quality, and authenticity. Your workforce is no longer a roster of credentials. It is a flexible ecosystem of skills where Gen Z employees are already upskilling themselves with AI tools and demanding transparency and psychological safety. And here is the counterintuitive part. Compliance, once seen as a burden, has become your competitive moat. In a world of fragmented state privacy laws and AI regulations like the Colorado AI Act, the restaurants that treat transparency as a brand promise, that use zero party data to build genuine trust, are the ones creating unshakable loyalty. The shift is clear, from tech enabled efficiency to human driven experience, from defensive compliance to offensive strategy, from surviving disruption to engineering resilience. So here is the synthesis. The restaurants that will dominate 2026 and beyond are those who understand that technology and hospitality are not competing priorities. They are dance partners. The restaurant industry in 2026 is being reshaped by five forces at once: invisible AI, Gen Z's new value equation, wellness driven menu economics, precision loyalty, and tougher operational compliance. And these are not isolated trends, they are parts of one new business architecture. Invisible AI handles the complexity: predictive forecasting, smart inventory, precision scheduling, and orchestrated kitchens, protecting your margins and freeing your people. Humans handle the magic: genuine warmth, personal recognition, and those unscripted moments that turn meals into memories. Your menu becomes a story of indulgent wellness: smaller portions, bigger nutritional impact, transparent sourcing that speaks to both GLP-1 users and the health-conscious mainstream. Your loyalty program stops buying repeat visits with discounts and starts earning them with recognition, exclusivity, and experiences worth sharing. And your compliance framework? It is no longer a box to check. It is the foundation of customer trust in an age of data anxiety. The call to action is clear. Audit your back of house systems for invisible AI opportunities. Reimagine your value proposition through Gen Z's eyes. Engineer your menu for nutritional density. Build precision loyalty with zero party data. And treat privacy as your brand promise. Restaurants that thrive will be the ones that cut waste without cutting warmth, personalize without violating trust, and modernize menus without losing their identity. The tools have evolved, but the mission remains unchanged. Use technology to deepen human hospitality. Build smarter. Serve warmer. The future belongs to you. Like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this. Connect with Forks for the experienced accounting professionals your restaurant needs. Details in description below.